Very much, Sushant. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 week ago, we saw provoked violence on Friday over an unfortunate comment by Nupur Sharma. There was arson, anarchy along communal lines continuously. But today there was no such repeat. Friday prayers took place peacefully. The nation was united. And especially what happened in Uttar Pradesh proved that the hashtag Yogi formula works. Tough action is the only way. But will others dare to follow the Yogi model? Let's debate.
1 week ago, this was what was happening in Uttar Pradesh. In Saharanpur, in Gorakhpur, in Prayagraj. But 1 week in, the scenes on the ground have changed. Flag marches replaced the rampage drive in Saharanpur. The Yogi model of pasting rioters' pictures for the public to name, shame and eventually jail them seems to have worked.
ये तस्वीरें बताने और जताने के लिए काफी हैं कि किस तरह से अटाला में आज शुक्रवार का दिन है। आरएएफ की करीब 5 कंपनीज यहां पर डिप्लॉय की गई हैं और हर किसी को सिर्फ यही निर्देश दिए गए हैं, किसी भी कीमत पर इलाके की जो शांति व्यवस्था है वो भंग नहीं होनी चाहिए, इलाके में शांति बनी रहे और इसकी सबसे पहली और जो बड़ी जिम्मेदारी होती है वो रैपिड एक्शन फोर्स पर ही होती है।
In Gorakhpur, areas where Friday prayers took place were free from any violence.
गोरखपुर जनपद में हॉटस्पॉट्स निर्धारित किए गए हैं जहां मिश्रित आबादी एवं अति संवेदनशील क्षेत्र हैं। उन सबको ड्रोन सर्विलांस के माध्यम से उनकी सभी घरों की छतों एवं घरों के बाहर किसी प्रकार के ईंट पत्थर पड़े हैं उन सबको हटाने के लिए निर्देशित किया गया है। ड्रोन के माध्यम से लैटिट्यूड लॉन्गिट्यूड आइडेंटिफाई कर उन सबको नोटिस दिए गए हैं एवं उन नोटिस के आधार पर उनसे ईंट पत्थर वगैरह घर के जो दंगाई जिसका प्रयोग ना कर पाएँ, इस तरीके से हम प्रयास कर रहे हैं।
It is clear the unsparing action model worked.
दिनांक 17 जून 2022 को दिन के 1:40 तक जुम्मे की नमाज को लेकर पूर्ण कुशलता है। इसके लिए व्यापक सुरक्षा व्यवस्था की गई है।
It is clear the bulldozer model has worked. Is it clear the Yogi model has worked? Let's debate.
Let's open the debate today. I'd like to just start with GN Shaheen, who's joining us from Srinagar, and Surendra Chauhan. You will have to accept the Yogi formula worked. The fear factor works. There were no inflammatory comments, no violence, no violence. Everything was in order. No stone pelting, Waris Pathan, which you may have been looking forward to. No stone pelting either. Complete calm. So the Yogi formula works. Don't you agree, Mr. Shaheen?
Yes, you are right.
Don't you agree, Mr. Shaheen? I want to start with Mr. Shaheen.
Yes,
the Yogi formula works.
Yeah, I would, yes, give me a chance to say something. What I personally feel, Yogi formula, what you called as bulldozer politics, it has not worked. It has recoiled on the state of India, locally and internationally, because nothing is done in due course of law. If there is a demolition process, it should be in accordance with the procedure as established by law. As the Honorable Supreme Court of India has yesterday held that there cannot be retaliatory measures in the shape of a demolition. If any demolition is to be made, that is to be made in accordance with the procedure established by law. For example, there are BOCA laws which prescribe a special procedure for construction or for the demolition if there are deviations. But what happens in BJP-led states, that is bulldozer politics is played against Muslims particularly, and other minorities.
Let's be clear to the facts, Mr. Shaheen. When the state government or any government shows its strength, then rioters don't come out. It's a very simple formula. Why is it difficult to understand, Sushil? The fact is the state has to show its strength and its capacity to act. And its capacity to act. That's all. And its capacity to act. Sushil, no. And the capacity to act, the willingness to act.
State is the
Politicians from Kashmir are used
State is
to
the
kid
custodian
gloves
of
treatment.
the life, property, and
Politicians
liberty
from
of the people.
Kashmir
State
have
is not
never
an-
felt
it is not
the
a hammer
steely
that you will
resolve
take
of
hammer
law.
in its hand and
Politicians
put on
from
put on
Jammu and
the heads of the
Kashmir
citizens.
have always had these establishment politicians feeding them the stones. And if they are, even for the sake of ritual, arrested, they are fed biryani, they are fed goshtaba in the prison. And when they are out, they are given employment as relationship managers in J&K Bank. That is how writers are treated in Jammu and Kashmir.
No. Why
So
you
for
are
them,
limiting to the why,
you are any
again
tough
deviating the
approach,
discussion to Jammu
any
and
punitive
Kashmir.
approach
When
is
it refers to
actually
India,
bizarre.
when the topic
They
is
don't
whether
know
it is in
what to do, how
UP,
to handle.
Supreme Court
They are
guidelines
used to
are
being treated
welcome
like
or not.
sons-in-law.
We welcome the Supreme
In
Court
Jammu and
guidelines.
Kashmir, in Jammu and Kashmir, rioters are treated as sons-in-law. Rioters are treated as freedom fighters. Rioters are treated as those who are not pelting stones for the sake of becoming MLAs, MPs, and ministers. They pelt stones for the sake of their watan. This is how J&K treats their stone pelters and
but
rioters.
I want to go
This is
beyond
how
J&K. I want to go beyond J&K, Sushil and Shaheen. I would like to bring in. I would like to bring in Vivek and Waris. Calm down, everyone. We have enough time. Vivek and Waris, and we have Ratan Sharda, Sandeep Ghosh, Zafar Sareshwala, and PKD Nambiar also. Now, Ratan Sharda will be on the debate right now. Vivek, calm down just 1 minute. Calm down. Calm down. I know you're frustrated. I know you're upset. There was peace today.
No, I'm not upset.
Why wouldn't you be?
I'm not upset.
You were looking forward to
I'm
some
not
more
upset at
Friday
all.
mayhem. It didn't happen. Tell me one thing. 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 So Vivek, let's talk. Let's talk like normal people, huh? Okay.
Yes.
Why was everything calm today?
Everything is calm today because if protests would have happened, it would have diluted the other cause of the youth and the students who are protesting against the Agni Path. You see, the future Agni Veers are parallel protests would have diluted it. That is the first thing you need to understand.
Can I ask a follow-up question, please? Can I? Vivek, I'm asking you a follow-up.
Yes.
I'm asking you a follow-up.
Yes.
Just wait a minute.
Yes. Yes.
Wait a minute. Now, the thing is, Ratan Sharda, Vivek is such a bright fellow. He says today that one group of rioters called another group of rioters and said, today you riot, tomorrow I will riot. They've got some communication going on with each other, and they felt that if both riot happen together, it will dilute the other riot. This is the kind of argument that I've listened to. No, 1 minute. Ratan Sharda has to respond to that. Thank you. To that brilliant observation. Ratan Sharda has to respond to that brilliant observation. Yeah,
Yes.
Ratan Sharda.
Yes. Only 5 seconds. No bulldozers for the new Reuters.
Yeah, one minute.
The new Reuters are Hindus. That is
I
also
will
one
not
side.
speak unless I'm allowed to speak properly. I don't want to raise the temperatures that communists want to do.
Thank you. Ratan Sharda.
Can I speak now, Mr. Vivek?
Yeah, continue.
Yeah, sure.
If you allow me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But just tell
See,
me when
Vivek
you
has
will
made his
do-
intention very clear. फिर चालू हो गया यार.
नहीं आप बोलिए ना, वो बंद हो
मैंने तो
गया.
एक क्वेश्चन पूछा
Okay.
आपसे कि when will you
मैं शुरू आपने तो जवाब दिया. Let me respond. Then you can ask questions ना. अरे मेरा मुंह खोले बिना पहले कैसे आपने सवाल कर लिया? See, these people are very good at diversion.
सपोर्ट करते हैं गवर्नमेंट को, तो मैंने आपसे पूछा.
Now let me see, this is the problem, Arnab. They want to confuse people, divert people's attention. Vivek is very clear. There is partnership between different kind of anarchic groups. So one group will create a problem once. What is the ultimate objective? Modi must resign. That is the end of the story. The day Modi ji resigns, all these people will go back to in their black holes, and they will not come out. Or they come out, they'll collect flowers and garlands and start following Rahul Gandhi and make every kind of noise. Now coming to this issue, many people would have noted that many Maulanas, many ulemas actually sent out letters saying, do not protest, please do your prayer peacefully and go. That is Yogi formula.
When are you
When in Hyderabad, I will come to Agnipath. You want to argue
Let him
Agnipath?
complete, please. Ratan Sharda is completing his point. He heard you. Don't behave like this.
In Hyderabad, they were trying a huge march. Finally, the Maulanas gave a call not to do it and just offered delegations to the various collectors. This is how you understand power of the law. State governments are meant to maintain law and order. That is the first duty for the citizens of this country. Since he wants to respond on Agnipath, let me respond on Agnipath. Let me respond on Agnipath.
No, have no answer, sir.
Let me respond to Agnipath.
Of all these college students and the future prospective army men who are burning trains, will bulldoze their houses, but they are Hindus. So it will be very difficult for you to justify that in the media, you know. Because this time, the guys protesting are not Muslims.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Vivek, I'm letting him continue. You also be a little disciplined today, okay? Don't behave like a riot here. Thank you.
Sure.
And how many people are there in the army? You know that in Andhra, Telangana, total recruitment for 2018-19 was the 1300 in Andhra and 693 in then later on, and Telangana 693. And who are the people on the road? Lakhs of them. It is not a question of Hindu or Muslim. You try to fool people that law and order is a state subject.
Yeah.
So the state governments don't want to control them.
Now I have something to share. I have something to share. Please, if you hear me. Zafar Sareshwala, Sandeep Ghosh, we're all on the debate, PKD. You know, recently Waris Pathan said on one of the TV debates, he said, I will go and protest in Prayagraj, I will protest in Lucknow. But Yogi has to stop, he has to be taught a lesson, and I will lead the protest. So I was actually thinking today, PKD and Sandeep, I thought Waris Pathan will be in Kanpur or Prayagraj because he said that he would launch protest there. But you see what happened, PKD, he didn't go. Because somebody must have called him and must have told him that this time if you try to do anything in UP, you won't be put in detention for an hour, you'll be locked up for at least 1 month. So Waris then cancelled his ticket and is sitting in Mumbai. See this, what Waris's change of heart.
Well, now
and the way he's changing, no, I welcome it, Waris. I welcome your changed approach, Waris. Because you can't, you don't have the guts, you wouldn't create trouble. You know, no, I'm telling you, let the nation know. Okay. Let the nation know one thing. You see Waris during Shaheen Bagh, allow me to complete. During Shaheen Bagh, you went to Shaheen Bagh and tried to incite. You wouldn't dare to do anything now. The fact is, you wouldn't dare.
No, okay.
You can only shout on TV programs. Yes, please.
Okay, now just give me 30 uninterrupted seconds and I will finish my point. Arnab Goswami, today is Friday, Jummah. So Jummah Mubarak to everyone. Today the Muslim did not protest on any streets of the country or anywhere in UP. But the entire nation was burning. From Varanasi, Jammu, UP, everywhere, their trains are being burned down. Buses are being
It doesn't matter to him.
Police stations have been burned down. Cars have been burned down. Now, who are these writers? Who are these so-called peaceful protesters under the garb of writers? They are burning my country. Modi is silent in his own constituency. Varanasi. Riots is taking place, burning is being taken place. So I would ask the UP government, will Yogi apply UAPA against these rioters? Will their homes also be bulldozed?
Right.
Will lathi charge be done against them?
Right.
Will return gift be given to them? So why this kind of selective punishment only to the Muslims? Will the bulldozer only be used against the Muslims? All the bulldozers will be used against today's rioters? They are Agniveers. Will Modi take back the Agnipath scheme like he withdrew the farmers' bill? When we will do that? Because my country is burning, youth is angry. Instead of providing jobs to the youth, Modi has given the head sticks and firearms to go and burn the trains. But no action against them. And I am sure no action will be taken against them because they are not Muslims, Arnab Goswami. That is why we say selective punishment is being meted out to the Muslims of this country. No NSA will be applied to them. Today there is no oil in the bulldozer. Bulldozer is silent, kept in a garage. Why the bulldozer is not used today? The lathis of the police officers are silent. Why no return gifts are given to them? And when will they give? So I am making my point very, very clear, Arnab. Those who are the writers today, how will they be punished? Will there be any punishment related to that is why yesterday I argued with you. The Supreme Court has said, let the rule be followed, rule of law be followed. Today I am reminding Arnab, a very good complaint from Rahat Andori. लगेगी यार तो आएंगे जद कहीं यहाँ पर इस शहर में हमारा अकेला का मकान थोड़ी है सबके घर में आग लगेगी और Modi,
अच्छा,
where is
सबके
Modi?
घर में आग लगेगी।
Where is the Prime Minister
इसे
of my
सबके
great
घर में
nation
आग
India?
लगेगी, wow.
Why is he silent?
Look at the
Why no
statement.
word of condemnation from him?
Okay.
Why? No, I am.
He wants fire in everybody's home. Direct translation. ये कहते हैं जफर सरेशवाला सबके घर में आग लगेगी। वाह भाई वाह, ये पॉलिसी देखिए इनकी।
मैं और संदीप जी डर गया।
PKD wants to say something. PKD is saying something to you. वारिस PKD कुछ कह रहे हैं आपको।
डर गया।
वारिस रुक भी जाइए, अपने शब्दों से आप अपना संयम खो रहे हैं। You are losing your own balance by your own words.
Call your friend Modi. Call your friend Yogi. Arnab, call your friend Yogi.
Yogi is not my friend. Yogi is the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh.
जुम्मा के बाद शनिचर भी आएगा. Tomorrow is Saturday. So will we use the bulldozer? Send the bulldozer to those rioters.
I really think something has happened to Waris nowadays.
UAP on them.
Thank you. Waris.
Why? Well, yes, my heart bleeds, Arnab, looking at my young boys. चमकते चांद को टूटा हुआ तारा बना डाला मेरे देश का सपना देखा था
This is the limit of what's wrong with you today?
This is what I want to say.
Your frustration is showing.
Modi is
your frustration is showing on TV. Now listen to me, Waris. Waris, listen to me. Waris, listen to me. Now you stop, please, because we are all decent people. We are all decent people. With a few exceptions. I want to say something. Waris, you stop. Waris, you stop. Thank you. Okay, now the point here is, Waris says 2-3 things. PKD, you respond, and Zafar Sareshwala maybe wants to respond, and Sandeep Ghosh. He says, basically he's saying, as long as riots are happening, I don't have a problem. Whether it's a riot over this issue or that issue, there should be a riot. सेकेंड बात ये कहते हैं जफर सरेश वाले कहते हैं सबकी घर जलेगी इन्होंने प्रेडिक्शन कर दिया है कि सबका घर जलने वाला है इस देश में और इसको लेके बहुत खुशी है इनको
शायर राहत इंदौरी had said that the late राहत इंदौरी
अच्छा PKD is responding first. PKD is responding now. Waris, pull back. I won't pull your fader down, but you pull back. PKD, go on.
I think one thing is very clear that Arnab, now you are shaking. My hands are shaking. I am afraid. I could see that Sandeep भी बहुत बुरी तरह से कांप रहे हैं. हमारा घर जलने वाला है. कौन आएगा जलाने के लिए? I think it's an open threat. You are not putting up a comment, Mr. Patan. Knowingly or unknowingly, your mind is out today. You wanted to actually kill the people.
You don't know.
PKD बोलिए, PKD continue. PKD बोलिए.
You wanted the streets of this country to burn, and that's your aim. Whether it is a Friday or a Thursday, it doesn't matter to you. Whether the young boys or the Muslim brothers, anybody is fighting. You want the fight to happen on the streets of this country, and you want the streets to burn, and you are threatening all of us that our हमारा भी घर जलेगा.
दोनों both.
घर जलाने वालों को इस देश रखने वाला नहीं है.
सभी का खून शामिल है इस देश की मिट्टी में.
ये तो आपका जैसे खून हमें चाहिए नहीं साहब. हमारे घर जलाने वाला खून हमें चाहिए ही नहीं है. हमारा घर जलाने वाला खून तो हमें चाहिए ही नहीं है. इसमें तो कोई डाउट ही नहीं है. घर जलाने वाले की बात
को आपने राइटर बना दिया.
आप घर जलाने की बात करते हो. आप तोड़ने की क्यों नहीं बात करते हो? आप तोड़ने की नहीं बात करते हो. आप सबको
burn trains, burn buses, store homes.
क्या हो रहा है?
You are enjoying the
He seems to be enjoying it. But let him enjoy. Let him enjoy. PKD, let him enjoy. PKD, I want to bring in Zafar and Sandeep now. Let's have a serious debate. Zafar and Sandeep and Majid and Surendra Chauhan. You see,
open threat.
I agree with you, PKD. It's an open threat, no doubt about it. But my point is, this is a complex country. First of all, we will have to deal with one issue at one time. There's no doubt about it. You see, Zafar Sareshwala मैं हमेशा कहता हूँ ना, जिनको बहुत शौक है इस देश को चलाने के, वो चला के दिखा दे. मगर अगर इस देश में एक ग्रुप ऐसी बनी हुई है which always thinks that on some issue or the other the country should continue to have a lack of social cohesion, or there should be some insightful issue, there should be a little bit of mob violence, then we can continue. But I feel, as far as the Agnipath scheme is concerned, after a lot of information coming in, the fact is that the scheme will be understood. I am sure this is not going to last. However, main issue pe aate hain. The main issue is, today was a Friday, and Zafar Sareshwala, there was no violence. In fact, after all of this has happened, especially in Gorakhpur and Prayagraj, after some really tough action by the Yogi government, which basically communicated that if there is violence, then the rioters will be identified and punished. That is what I call the Yogi model. There is no anonymity of it. There is no question of unknown miscreants. This word which we have heard since childhood in every newspaper. Unknown miscreants burnt a police station. Unknown miscreants indulged in violence. Now they are not unknown. And I think it is this fear factor which has come in, which is very important. Don't you think, Zafar Sareshwala? Don't you think?
Arnab, just give me, because I've come very late.
Please.
I'll go originally to the Nupur thing which happened.
Yeah.
See, I want to tell that had our Islamic scholars and the leaders come out at that time, because the blasphemy law does not apply to non-Muslims. In fact, in Islam we have 4 schools of thoughts: the Hanafi, Shafi, Maliki and Hanbali. And we in India and the whole subcontinent, we follow the Hanafi school of thought. Within that Hanafi school of thought, there is no blasphemy at all for non-Muslims. Even where there is blasphemy, I want to quote the judgment which the Pakistani judge had made against that, where the Sri Lankan was burned to death. In that judgment, it was the duty of the Islamic scholars of Pakistan, had they come out, this judge wouldn't have had to say what he has said. And I'm quoting him. He gave death sentence to 8 people and life imprisonment to 40 people. And you know what he has said? I want to quote that. That blasphemy only comes, it doesn't come when somebody is infuriated. Because when Nupur Sharma said something, there was a big debate, hot discussion, and a gentleman said something. On response to that, she said something. So if that happens, blasphemy does not come into it. Second, intention should be there. That the intention of that person is to abuse Islam, the Prophet, the Quran. Third, who will decide that? The mob. There should be a proper judge and the proper process of due process of law. And fourth most important thing, if the person apologizes, then forgiveness is most important thing. Now, having said that, where was the need last Friday for a mob to come and protest? Yes, you have a fundamental right to protest. You have constitutional right to protest, to agitate.
Nupur Sharma
but
should be
it
arrested,
has to be peaceful.
tried as per law,
If the protesters indulge in any violence, arson, or any form of this thing, then it is not acceptable.
Hurt the sentiments of billions of Muslims all over the world, sir.
Just let
She
me
has
complete.
insulted
Let
our
me complete.
Prophet by her
Yogi
words
government had
spoken and her
come
action.
clearly that
So she should
anybody
be
who is
punished, she should be
involved in
arrested. If there are
arson,
several FIRs
stone
against her,
throwing,
she should be
or
arrested.
burning,
Why the Modi
we will
government is not
bulldoze.
arresting
Now,
her? Our
whether
question is only this.
law of Yogi is legal or illegal, that is being decided in the Supreme Court. When this was very clearly mentioned, where was the need
The
for
Supreme Court said
people
law should be followed
on the streets?
Section
That
27 of the Uttar
people
Pradesh
who
Municipal
there are
Act
let
says
these
arms,
they
15 days notice
actually
should be given.
No, don't heckle him. Don't heckle him. Don't heckle him. Don't heckle him. See, he has. Let us emphasize 2 things. No. Zafar Bhai.
Proper inquiry. Who
Yeah, Zafar Bhai. I want to emphasize just 2 things.
On the street last Friday.
I want to emphasize 2 things.
If everything is
Mr. Shaheen,
in accordance with the due process of law,
Mr. Shaheen,
Nupur Sharma has committed a
Mr.
blasphemous act.
Mr. Shaheen, a riot is not as per the due process of law. Vandalization and arson is not as per the due process of law. And in any case, let me go back to the subject.
He may have his own opinions.
My subject is this. What is 1 minute? I want to bring in Sandeep and Majid, who have not spoken. Yeah, 1 minute. Sandeep and Majid. I'll come to you, Waris. Sandeep and Majid only on the screen, please. And 1 minute, please, 1 minute. That will also, if she has to be arrested, it has to be as per the due process of law, not because Majid Hydari is demanding it. The question is, Sandeep and Majid, let us reflect today. Why were things good today, quiet today? Because one, Prayagraj police released the pictures of the rioters. It really worked. I said yesterday on my program, Sandeep, that the moment rioters see their pictures out, then they know action is coming and they know that they will not be hidden. And second is there was heavy police deployment. You can say he's running a police state, but that's fine. There was flag marches in Saharanpur to restore a sense of strength and calm. And there was massive police deployment in Lucknow. And of course, truly there was demolition of property in Prayagraj, Saharanpur and Kanpur. So Yogi made it very clear. He sent out a message, and not only am I threatening to act, I am acting. And there was a warning to this fellow Tawqir Raza who keeps talking of a Hindu genocide. He changed his line, he became mellow. That is what I say. The Yogi formula worked. I'd like your take, Sandeep.
See, Arnab, you're very right. You said three things. One is, there's a lack of anonymity. Or the anonymity has been kindly demolished, and today there is no longer anonymous. People are totally visible and identifiable. I think that, as you said, drives the fear of God. Then the second message is zero tolerance. That if you do something, you will have retaliation. Now, earlier you used to have retaliation in different ways when it was the Naxal regime in Bengal or the Punjab issues. Modi has a bulldozer technique or whatever, but he makes sure that there will be retaliation. And I think he takes also precautions in terms of all the laws of the due process. You'll see the Supreme Court will show that he has followed the due process in each of these cases. So he's not just shooting from the hip. This is number two. And number three, also Yogi has a credibility because unlike what our other guests were saying, he doesn't discriminate between religion. When there is somebody who's a criminal or who's a rioter, it is irrespective of religion, color, caste or creed, he takes the action. So houses have been bulldozed, not only of Muslims, but also of Hindus. There are several instances. So I don't think that kind of discriminatory policy can be said to it. But my worry is, Arnab, what I was hearing earlier, today one of our former RANW chief has written that he feels, Mr. Vikram Sood, that he feels there is a whole ecosystem of rioters and violence mongers which is existing across the country who can just trigger things at short call. So if you see, day before yesterday, Agnipath was announced, and the next day you had all these riots going on in a day's time. So people should have been prepared. Without that, you cannot really unleash that.
Are you drawing a link between the two? Are you saying that there was an attempt at prolonging an atmosphere of violence?
Yeah, of course. Apart from that, that they want us. We are also hearing that today, okay, if you want the Muslims to step back, we have got other people in our payroll or in our cadre who will do the action tomorrow. So I'm saying that today, Friday, we haven't done. Wait till Saturday, somebody else will do. And as as sometimes politicians do also.
Majid wants to respond to you, Sandeep. Majid wants to respond to you.
But if there are two politicians speaking,
see, Arnab, firstly, I have stopped shouting on news shows. I have stopped shouting on news shows because shouting of panelists can put the anchor in trouble. So respect me for that on your show.
Yeah. I'll just take a minute and then half a minute and then I'll leave it to you. So I feel today, Majid, we have moved from the stage of what I say, from the toolkit, model to now you have got full-fledged oil tanker ships carrying kerosene, which have been brought in, and you have stocked it around the countries so that you can just, light it whenever at will, at short call. That is the dangerous situation.
So you're seeing a larger conspiracy there, but even so, the fact is that the Yogi model worked, and I think in every context of people who want to take the law into their own hands, it will have to be implemented in the future. Yes, Majid and Surendra Chauhan. What's illegal about the Yogi model? There's nothing illegal about demolishing illegal encroachments, recovering damages, identifying rioters, using bulldozers. Yes, Mr. Chauhan goes first. Yeah, Mr. Chauhan and Majid. Mr. Chauhan, yeah.
1 minute, Mr. Majid. Mr. Majid.
Yeah, Surendra Chauhan, yeah.
There is nothing illegal bulldozing the house.
Against one particular community.
Well, there is nothing.
Yeah.
1 minute. There is nothing illegal. This Yogi is doing bulldozing the illegal houses.
Yes.
But where is the accountability? These houses have come in last 6 years or last 10, 15 years. Whosoever is accountable.
Doesn't matter. Illegal is illegal, no? Illegal doesn't come with an expiry date.
What have been done to them?
Supreme Court agreed.
Illegal, every illegal place is not like scenic farms, no? It comes with an expiry date.
Accountability. Arnab Goswami, accountability of officers should also be fixed. It is not that after 10 years you pinpoint the Reuters. That means only the Reuters houses will be bulldozed and nothing else. Normal citizens will have no worry. You don't riot, your house will not be bulldozed. That means you're protecting the unlawful construction.
So you only want
Mr. Chauhan, Ratan Sharda.
Law. I feel Surendraji's only problem is the law has not been implemented properly. He wants all the illegal constructions to go.
Yeah, that's what he wants.
So you want a wider implementation of this illegal.
He agrees with the Yogi model in principle, yeah.
But that is not the point. Point is that the way the editors feel they can do anything. And there was this Owaisi fellow talking about what happened to these rioters. Will they demolish the house? Do you know these youth may not even houses, forget illegal houses. So you have been now instigating people with false information.
No,
and you're happy that there is more riot.
Okay, let me.
I am really worried the way very explicitly gleeful people sitting here saying all riots hoge, and there is communist person who says that aaj ye riot tha isliye nahi hoga. So there is a clear design that whatever happens, you must keep the kettle boiling. We must have riots everywhere. We must have continuous pressure on the people. So people finally say, "Bahut ho gaya."
No, I want to bring in Majid. I want to bring in Majid. I want to bring in Majid.
IIM was not invited to Hyderabad Ulema meeting. That is the condition today. Totally outdated.
No. I want to bring in Majid now, who says that he is a new leaf.
These people are khun of the Hindus in the between 1947-48.
Let me bring in Majid, who says he's turned over a new leaf. Very interesting, Sushil. I wish you well, Majid. I know you're happy you turned over a new leaf. I don't know what kind of leaf you've turned. I hope you've not turned into some form of, cactus. I hope you've turned into a more pleasant form of, the botanical world. My question to you is that, you see, appeasement of rioters will not happen. And yes, in this country, whether over a land bill or a farmer's issue, or a recruitment issue or any issue, there will be differences. But this toolkit of violence is bound to fail. That's all. And Yogi's model is perfect.
Well, yes, certainly, Arnab. For the last few years, we have been seeing law and order problems Friday after Friday after Friday, Jummah after Jummah after Jummah. But then we need to see firstly what Islam says about Friday prayers and for the Muslims, and let me tell it to all the worthy viewers. See, Quran in chapter 62 verse number 10 says, "And when the Friday prayers complete, disperse in the land and seek Allah's bounty and remember Him more and more so that you may prosper." So there is a well-defined way of how Muslims should behave exactly when the Friday prayers are closed. So now we have a problem, law and order problem in our country on Fridays or otherwise. See, we are not a nation alone, which is being preached for the last few years. We are a civilization thousands of years old. We are a bouquet of diversity of religions, customs, traditions, everything.
Correct.
With a mutual respect and one mantra. Your freedom ends where the Lakshman Rekha begins. Now today, what I want to tell you is that when we have abuse, a hate language against one religion, it should be treated as hate against every religion. Community should be treated as oppression on every community.
Yes.
The discrimination with one community should be treated as discrimination with every community. Because the problem as of now is of discrimination, oppression, and victimization and marginalization of one particular community. I don't want to name that community. You better know that community.
No, you don't leave anything to the imagination. But you don't leave anything to the imagination. But I would tell you this in the same spirit. When an All India MIM legislator says, अगर नूपुर शर्मा को फांसी देनी है, तो औरंगाबाद के इस चौराहे पे उसको लाके उसको चौराहे के बीच में फांसी दो.
No,
I don't. No. I'm saying
because he is demanding blasphemy laws with a capital punishment. I appreciate.
No. That's not what the question is. The Yogi model.
Given that statement, I appreciate that.
When I'm talking about the Yogi model, I'm talking about the uncompromising implementation of the law without the slightest bit of appeasement. Ratan Sharda and Sushil. I have 30 seconds. Yeah. Ratan Sharda and Sushil.
See, I do not know ultimately what Mr. Hydari wanted to say. I found it very interesting that he was talking of thousands of years of Kashmir history. This is very new. I think that is the leaf he has turned. I'm very happy. He talked about after Friday prayer how they should behave, like Zakir Naik quoting the exact numbers. But do they do like that? Do Maulvis tell them to go peacefully out and do something for the Allah? No, they don't. Because the Maulanas in the local masjids have been trained that way that you can exploit anybody on their beliefs. So this control of Maulanas in the various mosques, who are the connecting factors? What are the WhatsApp groups?
Sir, you talk about Maulanas, you don't talk about Yogi.
And I will give one example.
Indian law does not permit corrective punishment, sir.
The same
it is unconstitutional.
Sushil. Last word to Sushil. Last word to Sushil. Yeah.
I was listening to him very carefully. He said discrimination against one community is discrimination against all communities. I was wondering if calling one community kafir is calling all communities kafir, or calling one community mushrik is calling all communities mushrik. If calling one community murtad, calling all communities murtad, is that what he's trying to say?
No, I said
Okay. We got the rebut. The only good news this Friday has been the fact that after all the spiraling out of control that we saw last week, this Friday, there was complete peace. Think about it. The Yogi model does work, doesn't it? Tell me what you think, and I shall see you after the weekend. Good night and goodbye.